accept a motion to enter back into regular session.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. First item on the agenda is approval of minutes of the closed session on November 10th, 2025.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is a resolution to authorize the destruction of closed session audio. Ms. Sturkey.
You can take action on this and 12C together if you want, or separately, but this is just related to the biannual review of the closed session minutes and audio, so that we can destroy eligible audio and release certain sets of minutes.
Questions, comments, motion to approve both 12B and C.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed. Vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is discussion of possible action, electric aggregation rate, contract for municipal accounts only. Mr. Parker.
This is going to take Kelsey and Bart, I think, included, to discuss this more in depth than what I can do. But if the council is familiar with electric aggregation, the city had this a few years ago. We had it for residents, and then the city had it just for city buildings. What we're dealing with tonight is just city buildings. There is no residential. The council thought it would be best to get out of it back a couple years ago. So anyway, this Harvey Air is our representative, and he's contacted us about doing a renewal contract for just the city electricity. He has proposed an agreement, and Bart has reviewed it, I think had some questions about it, and basically go from there, Bart.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have it in front of me. Kelsey and Jane and Alan and I met the other day, and we had some things that we were going to talk to this guy briefly, and he said, okay, send me your questions or your edits or your concerns, and my understanding is that Kelsey did, and then we haven't heard back from him. Is that accurate?
That is correct. Did reach out today, and he didn't have any updates. He didn't necessarily think that the changes were going to be any kind of a big problem. A lot of them seem to be just kind of clarifications.
I mean, one of the two that jumped to my head were they can reserve the right to change the charges if transmission rates change, which
Kind of defeats the purpose of
that's what
aggregation.
Kelsey and I both said.
As we dug a little bit further, that is
Yeah.
different.
That's like Amerin's charge. The transmission rate is how much you charge to get it to you, not how much.
So
you
what
pay
we're
for
looking for really is for them to
Yeah.
say that our purchase price, because the way it's worded is our purchase price could change, but that our purchase price wouldn't change, but any of these other pass-throughs are kind of.
The rates that
customary.
Ameren charges to get it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just need that wording changed. Okay, so that apparently is taken care of. The other concern was that they had a contract purchase amount, that wasn't the word they used, but, and it was whatever the number was, and it tended to discourage energy efficiency measures, because if we didn't hit that number, if we were more than 25% below that number, then they could adjust our rates. And so we asked, hey, how about if we make it to where we only have to buy up, 75% or more of your number, and so we're not, so that if we have, let's just say 1,000 right now, and we want to get some efficiencies in our system, as long as we don't go below 750, then we're not in default. Does that make sense? I mean, that's just a random, but, and so we were asking that as well, right? Jane's concern was we were basically locking ourselves into using a certain amount of electricity, and so, if we don't use that full amount, then we're in default. And
How static is our amount used?
I don't know that right off the top of my head.
yeah,
But
I mean, because there's things we could do with the water and sewer department that, I mean, variable rate drives lowered our energy costs by quite a bit back several years ago.
And Frank has done things at the park
Certainly
with
at the
the
park
new
with the
lights
LED
and
lights, yeah.
tennis court lights and different things.
So have we thought about, I know that Gary Cardinal has talked with us several times, have we thought about getting a proposal from that group?
I'm not familiar with that.
You have seen, you,
I remember now that you said that he did contact us once about
Yes.
it.
That would put us in violation of our current agreement with Good Energy, our consultants, but if we wanted to do that, then we would just need to provide them with 30 days written notice of our intent to terminate services after our current contract or contracts
When's it up?
ended this month.
what kind of savings did you calculate out?
About 27,000 per year these past 2 years.
It's a significant amount, huh? Questions, comments?
So to clarify, I think the price looks good, especially based on the forecast, but, does the council want to do this at all? Yes or no? And if so, if we get the contract language to where we think it looks okay, are you okay with us going ahead and locking that in? Because it has to be done this month.
Yes, if we're looking at $27,000 savings, yes. But do we, you still have one question to be answered from this fellow, right?
Well, he needs to get back with us if they're willing to change the wording in that contract. If they are, great, easy enough, if you want us to move forward at all. And then if not, what are you comfortable with us doing?
Is that $27,000 savings? How did you calculate that? Or is that
I asked him directly.
based on, because the rate's higher now than what we're currently paying, or the new rate. So what's the savings
Yeah, I
from?
would assume it was lower, that was
The
where
what?
the savings was
The
coming from.
rate is gonna be higher than what we're currently paying.
Right.
So
No,
where'd
this for
the
the past 2
savings come
years,
from?
so he's not projecting forward, he's saying.
So based off
past
market
years
rates.
Of our contract, yeah.
Okay.
I'm guessing off of Amron's.
He sent a chart that I didn't understand, and I forwarded it to Matt and Alan, because they asked me about
Two-year
it.
contract.
But our current rate is less than what he is offering. So where is the savings coming from then? I assume it was just because he was
Well, if
offering a
he's
better rate.
comparing it to
per
what
kilowatt.
Ameren's rate's probably higher, maybe that's what he's
I'm
comparing it to. I don't know.
Surely. Oh, the old days when it was 4 cents.
3.7, that's what I remember. That's a long time ago.
So they'll surely have all their ducks in a row by the next meeting, I assume.
I would assume,
Or
they
we
wanna
could
get it done as much as,
Vote it up or down, and
Well, but we have to have it by the end of the year, right? Has to be done this month.
Right, but
This
we
month.
will be meeting again
Okay.
now.
sorry,
Yeah.
my fault.
I'll be here.
I'm not going anywhere.
questions, comments? We just wanna hold off and see what they come back to us with?
That's
I would
how we
think
left it. I expected that they would come back. When did we meet? Monday, Tuesday?
Friday,
Friday?
it was Friday,
Okay.
wasn't it?
All right, well, maybe it was just Friday, so, yeah. I would think that they would have something to us by December 22nd. Yeah.
Alright, very good. We will put that off to the next one. Discussion of possible action, scope of the Main Street project. Where did I put it?
Mike, is one thing right there.
I think everybody has a copy of the estimates that I made for the Main Street resurfacing. I will say something before we get going. Every one of these estimates, not knowing which ones would be included and which ones wouldn't, I considered each one a separate project. So they each have mobilization, they each have traffic control, they each have engineering, if these were included in one project, those costs, some of them would go away completely, some of them would be reduced. So that bottom line down there, that's as if these were all done individual projects.
So how much do you think we could shave off?
Mobilization, how much, I'm not sure. It would depend on how many of these you wanna include. Mobilization on most of them, except for East Street, would probably go away, because they're gonna be here to do asphalt. East Street's concrete, they will have to mobilize paving equipment in, so that would probably still be included. So, I just wanted to bring that up before we went on. What I included here in these estimates were things that have been mentioned to include, along with Main Street resurfacing. The top two there are mill and resurface Route 130 to Van, and mill and resurface Van to Route 50. That is just what it is, mill and resurface between the curbs. No curb replacement. It would include ADA ramps at the intersections, but nothing else. That's the first two. The second section there are improvements to Main Street that could be done. A turn lane at Van could be done fairly easily, I believe. Next two are the islands down at Route 50. The west island, I think, could be removed and striping put back in its place. The east island, I think, needs to stay. It just needs to stay for traffic control. That's a bad intersection. It's at a bad angle. If anything needs to be done to it, it needs to be removed and replaced. The east island is quite a bit smaller than the west, that's why the cost is not quite as much. Next item are side streets. Holly Road, that's just a concrete approach to the north, going towards elementary school off of Main Street. The rest of these, well, East Street is concrete from Main Street to Butler. That would be a major project by itself. The rest of these are just resurfacing, mill and resurface. No curb replacement. It would include ADA ramps at the intersections. The next section is York Street. Again, mill and resurface with ADA ramps where needed. No other curb replacement or anything done there. Next section, curb replacement. Kitchell Elliott, the downtown. This takes into where the Main Street storm sewer work was done. It would make the curbs all look the same downtown, near the patchwork. Camp to Kitchell, Prairie Farms, Mexican restaurant. The curb and gutters are pretty bad in through there. It takes a lot of maintenance to keep those up. At Lexington Street, that's down by Kemper, CPA, and insurance. Both sides of the street there. Again, the curb and gutters in pretty bad shape there. The rest of these are on the going east at McDonald's, at the storm sewer crossing, at the bottom of the hill. At the apartments there east of Casey's, Monica's Pizza, Ginger Ales, and at Boba's Pizza. Remove and replace some sections of curb and gutter there. And then the last item, the traffic signals at Walnut Street and Fair Street. We did include some of that traffic signal work in the ITEP project. So some of that, could be done with that. What we're trying to avoid is if we wait and do the traffic signals with the ITEP project after the Main Street resurfacing, we're trying to avoid having to cut any of the new pavement.
Yeah.
So that's why I included some of this here. It might be able to just do some of the basic preliminary work, running conduit,
Just run the
something like that,
Yeah.
just so we don't, to minimize the possibility of having to cut the new pavement. So those are the items. So does anybody have any questions? Tyler, you got anything else?
How bad is Main east of Van? It's not terrible, is it?
What was that?
Main east of Van?
There's just some cracking.
It's not bad, but it's,
But I mean, it could be, that's one of those things, in order to lower the initial price, we could, if it doesn't add a lot to the mobilization and everything, that's one thing that maybe you'd be able to do in a different section.
could be. I mean, it's, you know, the estimate's quite a bit less to do that. It's only got 2 lanes
Yeah.
going out there.
Around the bend, at the bridge, it's falling apart pretty good, and then around out at the bend, like going out to the stop sign.
Yes, it is,
It's
right on
falling.
the edge, yes,
Yes.
it is.
It
How
is.
bad's that bridge?
The bridge is in good shape.
Oh, I thought you said it's falling apart there
At the bridge.
At the
Yeah,
bridge,
pavement's
yeah.
falling apart
The-
at the bridge and then
The
past the
culvert's
bridge.
okay, yeah.
Okay.
So we're working the plans now. We're trying to, you know, bid this in the spring. So, what we did this for was to get some idea of what you wanted to include in this project.
So if you kick out Van to 50, then you also kick out the East Island. And you just kicked out $1.1 million.
Because the concern is we may not have I mean, we're only gonna have about 4 million in business districts so far to cover this, and that will be maybe roughly half, hopefully. It comes down
Of the
a little
whole
bit.
project.
Yes. So,
It'd be the west island also. There's 2 islands out there
Yeah.
on the eastern town.
Oh,
He considers them, the west island and the east island is out at Route 50.
so is it
okay.
a temporary?
I didn't know that.
Yes,
So
they're
can
both
that-
at Route 50.
Be temporarily fixed out there if we waited 2 years?
So now you're at $1.5 million.
I mean, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Just keep the crumbles swept up. I mean, that's about
I mean, out there at the islands, that's about all we do. We go out there and
It's-
try to sweep the crumbles up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty bad.
pretty
I mean,
bad.
Yeah,
it's
it's
dirt
pretty
just
rough
they're
out
pretty
there,
bad.
yeah. Okay. And so we'll have roughly 4.5 million in business district.
Yes, right now we have 3.5 million. If you put another 500,000 in there for our calendar year, it'd be, or fiscal year, it'd be another 500,000. So around 4 million by May 1st.
And so then by the time we're done, it'd be roughly with this portion, the late summer, it'd be roughly 4.5 that could be utilized for that, I would think, over that next few months.
5 months.
So then how much, so then that would require us to dip into our reserve fund in order to do this. With that being said, we can always reimburse ourselves into the business district back into that fund.
Right? I mean, that's always been the plan. We
Yeah.
did this 3 or 4 years ago.
I think that was the plan, but
It was
this
the plan.
number has grown
Has grown.
considerably.
I know.
So if you look at right now in the general fund, our unrestricted funds are about 7.3 million. If you look at our expenses for a year, they're running about 6.8 million. That's all the expenses in the general fund except capital projects. So we have about 1 year reserve on hand. Some commitments we have coming out of there. Elliott Street Bridge is gonna cost us 400,000. If we happen to get this regional site grant that we did out here. We have a 20% match, that's about 600,000. And the ITEP grant is a reimbursable grant, so that 3 million we will have to pay up front, and then the state will reimburse us. Right now, that's been coming in fairly quick, but you never know when that can change with the state.
So, but now then with the regional readiness grant, some of that will come out of water and sewer. Could. Because of water and sewer.
If you're running water and sewer, I guess, yeah, some of it probably could.
Some things like on Morgan, North Morgan, like on the side streets, South Morgan, I don't have that, Mike, do you saw that paper on the water leaks? That we have noticed there's been several leaks in the past, I think there's been 3 in the past 3 years or so, so I don't know how many side streets. I hate to go pave South Morgan and then Brandon cut it the next week because we have a leak. Just something to think about.
I guess I didn't bring that sheet.
Sorry, Matt. I think there was 3 leaks in the past 3 years on that. But like Fair, there is a water line obviously, but there has not been any leaks. On South Fair there has, but not on North Fair. There's nothing, like on Kitchell, there's no water line. If there is a water line, it's plastic, it's along the edge, it's all brand new. So some of that stuff, like I said, I hate to do a side street and then us dig it up a week later.
So I guess my thought would be is that we get a few different options. We get the project just as it's laid out, project with a few things taken off here and there. So we have some options. Would they bid it that way?
Yeah.
There are a couple other things we could look at. You know, we were setting money aside for Main Street, and back the previous council wanted to move that money out of the Main Street account and put it in the road project account. Currently, we have almost 1.8 million in our road project account to do other road projects. And then we have another 400,000 that we got back with the first COVID money, the CURES money, and at that time, the council wanted to set that money aside for the 5 years to see if the, you know, any
They
repercussions
were gonna
there.
ask back for it back. Yeah.
That 5 years is up here in December, so
Okay.
we could
Looks
also
like we're in the clear.
move that money either to road project or use it for Main Street, but that's up to the council.
What was that amount?
It's 400,000.
How much is in our 130 TIF? How big does it get? There's probably not a whole lot down there.
Right
It's fairly
now, there's
narrow.
755,000 in there.
Take a little block on it.
So we have 4 million. We have maybe a million out of reserve funds accessible because we have obligations of the 7.3. We've got a 6.3 obligated, so we only have we have about $1 million there. So that puts us at 5, and if we use the Main Street funds and the COVID funds, there's roughly another 2. So we're at about 7 if we're generous. And what has the total project grown to now? Because I've always kept
It's 9,269,000.
with 3 million shorts, with how long is this, I mean, there's no way the business district funds are gonna come in at 3 million strong by the time the project is done, is it?
I mean, it should be done this summer if you bid it out, right?
Okay, so we're looking at trimming 3 million from here somewhere. So if we look at East Main and the islands, there's about 1.5 million. So we gotta trim them, I'm just trying to put this together, we gotta trim about 1.5 million here from some other places. Hey Chuck, just come on in. All right, and do we need to hammer this out tonight, or can we relook at this and we need to know tonight?
Well, I mean, I think part of the deal is we can decide to break this into pieces that we can get different bids on, right? in its
Right.
entirety, taking out,
Okay.
Right.
picking out.
Right. It would be good if I had some general idea of things you don't wanna,
Mhm.
don't wanna keep in, just so we could get started on the, on,
Yeah,
On
cause
it.
probably the sooner we bid it, the better.
right.
Obviously,
Right.
these costs always go up.
So $1.5 million just for the islands
And Van to 50.
and Van to 50, okay.
Has everybody drove them all? I just,
from
I
living
just
here,
had
yeah.
this thing sitting on the truck console and I drove every street today. Probably made a lot of people angry because I drove very slow and parked many times. You just wanna go down through here or what? Are we gonna rely on them to say, here's an option, here's an option, here's an option? Cause I don't wanna bore all you people talking to these two about what I see. Or do you want me to bore you?
I think we should try to trim the projects $1.5 million, and then we probably have enough to cover what we're doing. Beyond cutting, Van to Maine, or Van to 50 in the islands, that gets us $1.5 million. We're
Alright.
still $1.5 million short, so we're gonna have to cut $1.5 million out of somewhere here. I guess I would ask, what's the low hanging fruit? What would be the easiest to
Well,
cut?
I think a couple of streets that need it would be Walnut and North Fair. I think those need to be included.
I mean, those don't be cut, that has to be,
Right.
yeah, so
North
those are kinda
Fair
off,
for sure, it's in
those are
pretty
off
rough
the
shape.
table, yeah, okay,
Pretty rough shape, and Walnut, could probably use it too.
yeah.
Walnut, Maine to Butler. It's gotta be in, cause it's got the temporary patch down the
We
middle
tore
of
it
it.
down right down the middle of it.
We've told everyone that, hey, that's getting resurfaced next
Walnut,
summer.
we tore right down the middle of it.
And what was the other one?
Fair,
Right,
Fair from
North,
Maine to Butler.
North Fair,
Yeah.
Maine to Butler, okay. So those are slam dunk in.
Need to have, yeah, those stay.
Like I looked at East Street, Maine to Butler, and of course I'm driving down the road at 5 miles an hour trying to write notes, so we're gonna struggle to read my writing together. I didn't think it was in terrible shape, East Street, Maine to Butler. There are a few patches that I'm saying maybe your guys could saw them out and actually pin them and make them look like something, get a good base under them.
Boy, Matt, it undulates through there. I mean, I travel that all the time. I mean,
It
I live
does.
out there, and you turn off of Maine and head north, and I'm just hold on until I hit Butler. Okay, and then we smooth. We smooth out heading on.
I
north.
mean, you can dang near say that same thing about any street. in
Just
all.
about, but that is, I don't know what the traffic count. That's got to be one of the
East
highest
Street?
We got a traffic.
traffic
It's about
count.
8,700 today.
It's,
That intersection.
right there north of Maine. This is the map I looked at today, it was 5,400.
Oh, it's not about Main Street, I can tell you.
Okay, where's that in the scheme of things? That's one of the higher
Yeah.
It is.
utilized. So,
It is.
so to
what
cut
do
that,
we-
I think, boy, I mean, that's pretty highly trafficked, and
And that
it needs
is
to be done.
I mean, it's,
There's rebar shown in some areas.
Yeah, it's
All right,
it's
but-
rough.
Mr. Mayor, this is in no way an attempt to run your meeting. You may wanna go down through this. I don't care. So is there a consensus that we like East Street, Maine to Butler in?
I mean, I think it needs to be fixed, cause it looks terrible, and when we redid East Street back.
Let's see what else we can trim if we have to come back to that.
So I got a yes pile right now and I got a maybe pile
Okay.
right now.
See, I'm at a disadvantage. I left my packet at home.
And, of course, mine are out of order because I put them in the order that I drove around. Can you find the Kitchell, Maine to Butler page? Right now, that's new oil chip.
That was where we dug, so
Yeah.
we dug right along hers, what,
Right.
14 foot wide,
And that you
and then we
were,
just oiled and chipped back over rock. Just to hold it.
but
till
man,
we
they
did-
socked it in, compacted it in where it's should, like if that
We
was.
started
to
a
re-
pothole out at Butler already. but
If
yes.
that was to remain oil chip, it'd be okay, right?
What's the traffic on that strip? I mean,
Kitchell?
I think with the throwing some road pack in there regularly and just tamping it, I mean, we can nurse
It's-
that along for a while.
You know, I was surprised, cause I thought maybe with Prairie Farms and Hearns, it would be one of the higher ones.
It's pretty
It's actually not, it's 525.
Yeah, I mess around there a lot, and it's
I
right
thought,
outside your door, and it's like, there's just
I
not
thought
a
it
lot
would
of
be, I
traffic.
thought it would be more than that, but
Yeah,
it's
there
really,
isn't.
it's really not.
People will go over to Butler, or they'll go over to camp for whatever reason, they don't go down through there. So let's try to trim that, what's that
So
one?
catch
What's
all
that,
those in
what's that get us?
the pile of May cut.
What's that get us?
Mr. Bridges, do you need me to go down your list in
220?
order?
No, it's okay.
210.
210,
We'll
not
just,
enough.
we'll go through your, once you get done.
All
we'll
right.
make
But
some-
one thing,
So
could I borrow an
1.5,
ink pen?
and we're down
Uh,
0.2.
the next
So that
thing I
one still
had,
needs 1.3,
South Fair
1.29.
Main to Market. And I wrote on my sheet it was just in okay condition. It's not teeth chatteringly rough. There probably is some sealing that could happen down through there, but it's not, oh man, we've gotta change this right now.
And with the Main Street, we would go back past the intersection, correct? You have
We'll go
that
back to the end of the radius.
So what we tore up will
Right.
get redone.
Right. I just thought it was just
Whittle, what's that,
okay
Whittle?
myself.
South Fair.
South Fair Main to
South
Market.
Fair.
Yeah, so you should.
Yeah, gotta be a high traffic number though, cause everybody coming from the south goes down Fair to hit Main Street,
Fair Street,
pretty
okay,
high,
Fair Street, the south, 1500.
yeah, pretty high.
It's a busy street. That part of it is.
Know if we can put in a truck turning lane there while we're at it. I've seen that pole pegged once a year. Yeah.
So is there any on here that you
Yeah.
see that you think that need to definitely be done, other than the ones we've marked?
Walnut and North Fair was our biggest one. I would like to see East Street.
Okay.
But I think Boone, North and South Boone is in relatively good shape.
Okay.
I mean, it's got some cracking, but it's nothing.
I'm not gonna find it.
So you're saying of all of those, East Street, Walnut, and North Fair?
Yeah, there's not a lot, of traffic.
Seven. So about a
And they
million,
just
so we
done a
took
good
about
job.
700,000 off.
And that's over
south,
on
no, there's just
Fair.
nothing, back when Gentile was still there, there's a lot of traffic on Street, north, south, but
York
there isn't
Street, what do
anymore.
we think about York?
York Street, east of Fair is really not too bad. Going west of Fair, a lot of patches. Other than that, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's, you know, they've got run that storm sewer right down the south side of the road. A lot of patches in there. York Street is one of the higher ones. From Walnut to Fair is 700.
VFW and
That,
people hit
that,
Walnut
that
and
is
head
one of
out
the
to
higher,
Walmart.
the higher traveled roads,
It's because
streets
of
we
our
have.
one-way,
So is there any
Traffic pattern.
infrastructure underneath there other than the storm sewer we'd have to worry about?
There's a
Sewer.
Sanitary
cemetery.
sewer.
How's it, did it get lined?
There's some other things that need to happen if we,
Line it?
if we pave that.
How bad?
I don't know. But there's no water back there, there's nothing, it's
Just
just like
sanitary and
sanitary.
storm sewer.
Yeah, and it's right there together. Storm sewer's all brand new, it's all 82,000 plastic,
And that's probably old.
and we put it all in.
Yeah.
what about, looking at it this way, if we're taking, Maine from Van out to 50 off the table, how far do we have to keep coming back west, block by block, to get we're at about 1.29 million, we still need to trim. What if we went to,
So did you include that 700 we took off up there on side streets?
I didn't,
That was about 700,000.
700,000, okay.
I hate to see Maine come completely off.
But if we're gonna pick it up from Van on out anyway, we're just gonna be picking it up from Indiana on out, or whatever
Yeah.
on out
It-
there.
If at all possible, I would try to go all the way to Van.
Okay,
I'm not,
I'm just looking, we still
it-
gotta come up with,
you know,
That is
about-
a logical terminus that we can
it
stop
is,
at.
and, how much longer it can last, I don't know. It's in not terrible shape, but it's gonna deteriorate more rapidly.
So you guys think that York, at least between, what did you say, Fair? East?
Fair to Walnut.
really needs to be that work.
It's just got the concrete
It's
strip.
got
I don't know
patches,
that it's rough.
you know, other than the patches, it's probably not that bad.
I would rather strike all of it out of York and see Main Street get all the way to the
Okay,
Yeah,
Route 50.
yeah.
I
if you
feel, I
take
feel
that
like
out,
we kind of,
let's take out all of York then.
because
So
I feel
then
like,
you're at 1.3.
Now we're at .9. The way I look at it, with your 400,000 from the side streets.
No, it was 700.
Oh, 700.
Yeah. It was 710.
Well, then by my little
That's
chops
about
here, I'm
300. That's about $1 million, so about 7.
about $690,000. So we're getting there with no inflation and no material increases.
So if
Cost
we took,
increases.
so now then we're at 1.3 if we take out all of York for that. That we've taken out, right?
North and South Boone to me, I mean,
I think the only side streets we were keeping was the East
Walnut
Street,
and North
Walnut,
Fair.
and North Fair.
Have we already taken out Boone, North and South?
Yeah, I was just adding
Yeah.
3 in there.
Okay.
South Boone looked okay to me. North
Yeah.
Boone, there's a water service to that one property that looks like it could be sawed out and poured back. Other than that, North and South Boone was just
There
really,
are some patches in it, yeah.
I'd be okay with striking North and South Boone
I
myself.
think we already have done that. So.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had just
We're
included
down to-
East Street, Main to Butler, Walnut, Main to Butler, and North Fair, Main to Butler, which
Hey, what
takes
about
out.
South Fair, Main to Market?
I'll scratch it. I'll
Out.
scratch everything except for those 3 if we were gonna try to cut it. I would 100% rather see Main go all the way to 50
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with
than
you.
any side
Yeah.
street.
Yeah.
Because I
I'm
think
just
once,
looking
if
at
we
some
stop
numbers.
at Van and it falls apart, it's gonna take, when are we gonna go do it?
Okay.
Okay, what about the intersection? Well, no, that's out too. Cause we're not gonna do that section, okay.
There's really probably not a whole lot can be done with these curb replacements, I'm guessing.
Boy, they're pretty rough.
Yeah, and you don't want it to look, you don't want to half roast.
Tyler, you're saying go all the way to 50, get all of Maine. You're including the curbs out there too?
I think it's an eyesore. I think when you pull into town, it looks terrible.
Yeah,
It does.
And where does everybody come into town at?
that's true.
It'd definitely be a morale lifter to see all of it get done in 1 year. People will understand side streets are
Yeah.
on down the line.
We've had beat up streets for a year and we've taxed them that extra 1%, all to say, look, we're getting new infrastructure. We're gonna get this well past your children's lifetime.
If we stop at Ban Street,
Yeah.
Street,
Yeah.
still wanna do the turn lane.
What's the turn lane cost?
160. I mean, that backs
This
up
would,
in
this
the
would be the time to do it.
Yeah, it would be, I mean, because,
This would be the time
And
to
it's
do it.
almost wide enough to do it there. And you only need it from the north, from the west going
Right.
north.
We're not gonna go that much past Van
Yeah.
to get this in.
yeah, and that's high traffic too, going to the
Yeah.
elementary school. Or the
Well, and the turn
middle
lane
school.
ends right before it anyway.
Right.
I mean, within yards.
All right, I don't have anything in front of me, so I don't see what else to trim here. We're down to about .600,000, 700,000. What do you got,
So,
Matt?
but-
We need
but we
another
also-
700.
But we also think that that's, how much do you think we'd have to spend on traffic lights before we get to the revitalization? Just to get them ready?
Just for conduit, just to get the,
What, probably half that? Maybe not half that?
Pedestrian buttons are expensive.
Yeah, we'd
All
have to get the pedestrian buttons in, new conduit, new, handholds. Take the old handhold, well, no, we couldn't take the old handholds out. We'd probably have to put in new bases. I don't know, it might take more than half that to do it.
Yeah.
that's a tough one, 'cause to not to do it and then to have to cut a newly paved road. It's one step backward.
So you don't think we could just stub everything in and get all the conduit laid and have it ready to go when we come back?
Yeah, I think we could,
And, but then you'd still have to do bases and things, you think, before?
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not bases, but if we're gonna run the conduit to them, we gotta have something there
You
probably.
can't just leave it in a junction box under the pavement? You can't just bring it into a junction box or something like that?
That's what we have to have new handholds,
Okay.
have to have new handholds at each corner to do that. And I guess the bases would be back behind the curb.
If we get to the handhold, they just have to,
They could have to.
And you're
they'd
tearing
have-
up the
yeah,
sidewalk
Just be
anyways.
tearing up the sidewalk.
Yeah, cause we're gonna be tearing up that sidewalk.
That'd be possible.
so you think 200, 250?
Probably half that, maybe 250
Okay.
for the signals.
That we're trimming, 250.
Yeah.
That takes us down to about 4. We're getting there,
We're getting closer.
400,000.
Can we do it? Yeah.
Let's see, do we have any wealthy benefactors that might contribute?
Even, okay, Tyler just said, well, why don't we could make the,
Shrink the island. It's
duck
probably
down by Route 50.
Yeah.
We could make maybe the east island, instead of replacing the whole thing, make it smaller.
Does that save
Even at
much
that,
money?
even at that, we're still gonna have to do quite a bit of work.
I mean, there's gonna be a lot of curb out there
Yeah.
regardless. all the way
Yeah.
around it.
So it might save a little bit there on that. So the curb replacement, keeping it all in at this point?
It's gonna look terrible if we don't. I mean, I think.
Yeah.
You have nice new road in Grand
I do
Turtle.
too, I mean, that's just part, it's like, yeah, finishing touch.
So we're still 250 short of what we need to get rid of.
I'm just going through my head, I'm
Is that
sure
UVC or-
someone's writing this all down.
I don't know where they, so
Is Van Street to Route 50 still out?
Yeah, that was from
Okay.
the get-go, yeah,
Okay.
that's out.
So that's, okay.
I was
So
trying,
you're not gonna-
I was trying to
you're
pull
not
it
gonna
back from Van, but we're okay to 2 Van.
So you're not gonna pave the rest of Main Street, you're just gonna do a portion of it,
I'm
and
getting so lost.
Well, we will as the business district income continues to roll in
Replenishes itself.
at about 100,000 a month.
But I thought Chins was saying he was gonna redo those islands out there.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
because-
if you don't pave it, you're not,
Yeah,
you gotta
might
do it all
have
one
to
time.
do both
Yeah.
of it or neither.
Right, but we're cutting Van
everything.
on out in the islands and everything. That got us our initial $1.5 million down out of the project right there. And we'll face it down the road, but at least we'll get this done to Van. And when the money comes in later, we'll continue on, as the business district money continues to replenish this fund, then we'll finish Maine from Van out to 50 and take care of the islands then,
Well,
And if we-
technically,
I guess
right?
we've talked
And
about.
that was our
too
big
much
cut, that was our
On
big.
this sheet right here, what is currently in and currently out? Because I don't know.
So from what I've taken on the side streets, the only thing that's staying in is, they've got is East Street, Walnut, and North Fair.
Yes.
All of York comes out,
Yes.
and then the rest of it depends on what you guys, if you guys want to not do all of Main Street.
Well, we want to, Tyler, we don't have the money to pay for it right now.
technically, the business district ends at Van Street. But Mark and I think Bart talked to Terry Bruckert and said that if we continued it on out there, that we could use business district money for that.
Because it directly.
So I don't know if you can do it if
mean,
you don't do it all at once.
Consistently, you mean at the
Yeah, I
same
think you
time?
because that road directly affects the business district, it's a main artery into the business district. If it was a side street, you probably couldn't.
But
since
you have
that's
to
a
do it
main-
all at
Yeah.
once.
I don't think you have to do it all at once. I think that that's an improvement outside the business district that directly
Yeah,
affects
it
and
would,
benefits.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but I doubt that you have to do it all at once.
For instance, like with the
That would
TIF,
be
you
a
can
nice
help run,
to
you
know.
can help
I mean,
run
yeah.
infrastructure to a TIF using TIF district money, even if that work is outside the TIF, so long as it benefits the district.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be an easy.
It absolutely
It'd be an
does.
easy email to Terry Brucker to make double, triple sure.
That
that
would be
you
nice to
do or
know.
do not have to do it all at once.
Common sense would say yes, because if you're coming on 50 rather than going all the way to 130 to come into town from the west, I mean, you're gonna have to utilize that strip from 50 to Van to get into the city of Almy.
How
So-
close do we get to 130 on this resurfacing? Do we go right up to the edge?
Right up to the traffic lanes.
Okay, so how much would the resurfacing be between Lexington and 130?
Between where?
Lexington and 130?
Uh,
You probably don't have that broken out.
Just based on what you said, I added up what you've taken out, well, I've added up what you left in. I'm at $6.185 million. Now, if you wanna go through this, to what you've left in,
Well, then we've got about 7, so I think we're covered.
okay. Let's go through this and
Yeah.
see what's left,
Okay.
what you've got in there. Mill and resurface Route 130 to Van.
Yep.
Turn lane at Van Street. East Street, Main to Butler. Walnut, Main to Butler. Fair, Main to Butler. All of the curb replacement, half of the traffic signals.
So we might be there.
Because again, if we have 4 million, if we had $1 million we can have out of reserve, that's 5. If we have the 101.5 from the Main Street that we move those funds aside, that takes us to 6.5. And if we have about 400,000 from the COVID fund, that takes us to 6.9 million. And what are you saying
About
you're at?
6.2.
See, so that should get us there. If we bid those with those omissions or those
Do you concur with
extractions.
So
That
you're
sound
taking
vicious?
$1 million out of our reserves,
That's what I heard you
and
say.
you're taking the road project money
Uh-huh. And the
and
COVID
the
money.
COVID money.
And it looks like
So-
it comes up to about 6.9 million with our current 4. Actually, we've been talking about this for years, Mayor, Alan, everybody, and it comes down to this, sitting here at the table right now. This has been a long time coming. But when we're obviously absolutely committed, we gotta keep moving forward. Prices have moderated some though. There was a real increase in materials and.
Especially asphalt.
But now they've kind
Of course, asphalt is, really based on oil.
subject to oil right now.
But
Gold, yeah.
asphalt is really evened out.
Okay, that helps.
Concrete, not so much.
That's the number I come up with.
Cement still high, is what?
It's
what is it,
still
cement?
gonna go up next year.
I get 6,000,002 without the million out reserves.
Okay. That matches exactly what Mike said, so I think, to me, that's a sign.
So that
It's
leaves
a
a
sign.
million in reserves.
Thank you, Jesus, right there.
So it takes 4 million of business district money,
Mhm.
1.8 from the road project, and 400 from the cures fund.
Mhm.
Did I add those up right?
What number did you come up with, Mr. Bridges?
6.2.
6.185.
Okay, same,
I mean,
yep,
we're-
okay.
So I would still like to see us bid this as an entirety, just to see where it comes in. And have the options of what we just talked about.
Because if they know they might get more work, they might trim some costs to, is that possible?
It,
It's like at your current rates, we can do this, but if you'll trim a little bit, we can give you this additional work.
it will, I'm looking here. It would be a little bit, that the amount of asphalt we would be adding back in is not gonna be, it'll be some, it's not gonna be near as much as we consider
Concrete.
Main Street.
Concrete, right. But with this,
But
then
it
we're
will,
giving,
you'll get a better price.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Okay. so that should help. In the net effect, we're not getting the side streets, we're not getting on out to 130, but we are giving the town's people a whole brand new Main Street from 130.
Well, I mean,
Van.
and I think this is, eventually we will.
And eventually we'll get there. We'll go on out as the business continues to roll in, and it's done very well, more than we anticipated,
And then if you
by about
use
10%.
the road project money and that cures money, are you going to pay that back to those out of business district money as it comes in, or you won't?
I think we ought to try to put some back into that road budget.
I do too, because we do.
Is
obviously
that
have
just
other-
road project money in general?
Yeah, that was to go do residential streets.
Right.
It's gone now.
like
We gotta
did.
pay it back.
We do, no question.
I'm not really terribly interested in taking it out to begin with myself.
But we have a commitment, Matt, to get Maine done, and
But if you said that wasn't, that includes that money, but not the million. So
but
we
not the
could-
million from reserves.
So what if
we've
we
got some-
left the 700,000 in the road project or 800,000 for the balance and do the million out of reserves? Then you'd still have 800,000 to do some other neighborhood streets.
If you took $1 million out of reserves, you'd have $1 million in the road project and you'd just use the 800,000.
And I'd be all right with that.
Mhm. And we were doing pretty well with about 400,000, and Silver and Cherry was about 400,000, and that made big improvement for several blocks.
Yeah, that was some asphalt work. I'd like to see us do just something like what we did up on Ludlow.
Yeah.
Just soil cement with oil and chip,
Yeah.
just to bring the cost down, and we get a smooth road.
Amen.
And realistically, I understand what Kemper says, that we need to keep $1 million in reserve for the next year's operating expenses. But if there comes a year when we don't get any money in, we don't have to worry about any of this anyway, cause I mean, something terrible's happened. I mean,
Probably.
that's just
We have seems a consistent, reliable source of income from the business district. It's coming in about 10% more than we anticipated.
Could you reiterate that last part about 800,000? So you're saying, reiterate that, please.
So we take 800,000 from the road and $1 million from reserves and leave the $1 million in the road project.
Okay.
And it gets us 6.2
Are we
million.
interested in taking anything out of road projects?
Well, we need to hit the 6.2 that we're saying this is gonna bid at.
Right, but are you gonna go to the homeowner and be like, I know your street's rough, but man, Main Street's nice?
Well, everyone uses Main Street. The entire population of town uses Main Street. I understand about the neighborhoods, and we have made improvements. I mean, look at North Silver and Cherry Street are great examples, and we will continue to
And
make those
I would
improvements.
look at that as not taking it, but borrowing it
I
until
would say
we reimburse
too.
it.
The money will be there. It's not like if
I
we
mean, we
take it
can
now,
always
well, how are
reimburse
we ever gonna replace it? We have a revenue stream that will replace that money.
Right, so we pumping the brakes on any future projects that Mr. Coker has because we haven't paid it back yet? Yes, right?
And then we gotta save enough to finish Main Street.
Yeah,
And what
and we
about-
have to consider that.
What about Butler?
Yeah.
Has any, I mean,
It's coming.
it's not gonna be cheap.
How much will, so it's just from east, really east to 130, because the other side's good. It's really, it's just, it's still,
The other side's good.
Oh, yeah.
East Street's
Yeah.
good. It's just from East Street to,
so we got what, 70 blocks, 10 blocks?
it's,
Probably.
is that 2 miles?
That'd be a mile?
Be over
Probably
that.
a mile.
Yeah,
Be a mile from
Do
east to,
that.
Route
from east to
130.
130, that's a mile.
How much would that cost roughly?
Mile, new concrete pavement?
We gonna do new concrete? Is that what you think, all
You
the way down through
said
there?
3.5 million, didn't we? We talked about this.
Yeah,
'Cause
we
Butler's
did.
a huge project, again, it's like second only to Maine, it's gonna be like 3.5 million.
I mean, I guess it could be overlaid, but like West Butler, the first part,
Is all concrete.
probably within a year, all those cracks are gonna come right up
Mhm.
through it.
And all the ADA ramps are gonna
And the
be,
ramp, yeah, there's,
So
Not
that's
a-
a big one.
that will be a challenge.
every inlet will have to
Every
be
inlet will
moved.
have to be moved, the inlets are in the wrong spot,
I kinda have of the opinion that we got enough plates spinning right now between bridges and Main Street and this. I'm not sure Butler Street
Just think about
should
it's coming.
even be on the radar.
Just think it's coming though. It's falling apart.
Let's just get some closure on some of this
You know,
stuff.
let's get Main Street, under our belt, yeah, and we're getting there.
Although I do not wanna prevent you, Mr. Coker, from improving residential streets because we borrowed the money out of the account. I have zero interest in doing that. Zero. I just don't.
The north side of, the south side of
But you can't,
Emmanuel on
you can't scuttle the
Washington.
Main Street project because you would like to have these side streets done. I mean, there is a priority here, and
Right.
this ship has sailed. We have committed our intent and the taxation to complete this infrastructure of Main Street.
And I don't disagree with that.
And we will address the others as quickly as possible.
So it'll drain him for basically a year on residential's if we pull.
That money has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
It's not a year that you're gonna get that back.
No.
That's been, before
I
I got
didn't
here.
hear what you said.
I said that 1.7 million that we have in there has been a long time coming, building up. I mean, it's not gonna be a year that it's gonna come back.
Yeah,
many years.
Yeah. All right, so I guess right now though, we need to decide what we're gonna bid because, so I'm of the opinion we bid everything just to see what that total cost comes in at. And then you do some options that we feel like we can. So that first option is what we talked about, taking out, leaving in. Or I guess the second option.
The second option, right,
Right.
about what we're taking out.
So, what we will bid will be everything that you left in.
Yes.
That will be the base bid.
For the
The
second
base bid.
option. Well, yes.
That'll be the base bid.
Yes,
Okay, then then after that, options will be the things that were cut.
correct. We should come in at about 6.2.
Right.
Yeah.
So, first option would be side streets,
Mm-hmm.
York Street
Yeah.
next. Band Street to Route 50, or leave it out, just not even consider it.
I don't think we can at this
I
time.
think it's
don't
gonna be
we can
cost
consider it.
prohibitive no matter
Okay.
what.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, I would leave, I mean, I'd just like to see what they say.
okay. And everything else, okay.
Because I'd rather have a total view of what it's gonna look like, even if we don't do it.
Then we'll have an idea of what we're
So
looking
you're
at
doing everything?
Except
to complete the
that
project.
And that,
Yeah.
well, that would be option 3.
And so when can this bidding process begin, do you think? February?
I'm hoping
Okay.
February, March.
I mean, the sooner the better. We can get you on it.
Yep.
Because I'm guessing this is a fairly large project, there should be people wanting to do it.
There will be in this area, there are 2 asphalt contractors,
Right.
Hal Paving
Ambro.
and Ambro.
Yeah.
Asphalt. But I'm sure this will be a big project for them.
Questions, comments for Mr. Bridges? Tyler?
Thank you for all your work, putting together those numbers, Mike.
Mike, on the Eastgate drainage and all that,
Yeah.
I have not been over to look at it. Have we made any progress on that?
I think, and you got the pipe and,
We just got the pipe and the one, like 11 structures. We still got like 3 more loads of structures to get, so.
Yep.
I'm tied up with weeds right now, I'm not going to do both, so.
I got you.
So how many years is this gonna take?
In the summer. This year.
Anything further?
Yeah, well, this part, the abbreviated part.
Mike's my age, Mike's my age, and he won't be able to retire, so he ain't.
He won't quit.
What he said about that.
He was on something.
Oh,
He'll
yeah.
keep going after. as long as he-
Tyler had found a couple of trucks he wanted to talk to us about.
We have money for trucks nowadays.
We have in this year's,
Matchbox?
we have in this year's budget, $65,000 to purchase like a ton and a half or a 2-ton truck. We had it in last year's budget, we didn't buy one, we couldn't find one, we moved over to this year's budget. Me and Justin have found 2 different trucks. We found a 2024 Dodge Ram 4500, it's got 700 miles on it. It's just,
700?
yeah, it's a cabin
Yeah.
chassis. It's down at Carmi. This person bought 3 from an auction that a company went bankrupt, and they had like 25 of these trucks. They're keeping one and they're trying to sell 2 of them. It's priced at $50,000. So it does have a PTO provision, and the transmission is what we've been looking for. So
No PTO, but a provision, it's got the plate, it's,
yeah, we gotta get a PTO, which is 3,600.
Okay.
And then a bed is almost $10,000. That is a hard quote I got from somebody. Someone gave me a verbal quote of something cheaper, but I haven't got the hard quote wrote down on my numbers. And then some miscellaneous stuff, it would bring us right at 65,000.
Okay.
We also found one in Champaign that is a 2025 Ram 5500. It's got 70 mile on it. It had destination damage. It had some hail
Cosmetic?
damage. It was hail damage. They done some paintless dent repair.
yeah,
That truck is at 51,000.
Does it have a bed?
No, it's a cabin chassis.
Okay.
The bed, what I got a hard price on was 10.5. I don't have a PTO price on it because they have not got me a picture of the tag
So,
until I know exactly what that is.
Yeah.
But I don't know how long these trucks are gonna last.
so they're putting these out with transmissions that don't already have the provision to add a PTO, some just do
Yeah,
not have.
anything like 2020, like the early part of 2024 and
No kidding.
later does not have
That
that.
is all it changes. Oh, it's a plate, you just pull the plate and put a PTO.
Now they're going to that, but before they didn't.
No kidding.
You had to order it special.
These beds coming out of Dietrich, the fellows up there?
That's who gave me a price, but a local vendor thought he could get it cheaper, but I don't have something like on paper, so I'd use their price because I didn't have nothing on
Okay.
paper.
Well, they do good work, I know.
We did price a state bid truck, and it was in September of 2024, and it was a 2023 F450 holdover, and it was 82,623. This one here, Justin is gonna do all of the work if we
Yeah.
proceed with it, to be able to put the bed on it and we have a pump that we've had some other stuff that we're gonna put on the truck.
Sure.
That Justin's been pretty frugal with other trucks.
You need to
keeping
hire
stuff.
GVW of the 55 over the 45?
Yeah, we would like it,
Yeah.
but if we can't make it work in 65,000, then we would go to the other truck. That's where I mean,
Okay. I mean, this has been put off a year or two. I'm leaving it to the discretion of you and Justin. I mean, they're coming in about the same.
yeah, and we haven't even negotiated with I didn't wanna
Sounds like
negotiate
the
with a price.
5500 is better if the cosmetic
If we
damage,
can-
but
the biggest thing is the PTO.
knowing if it has a PTO,
Cause they changed the transmission from 24 to 25, so we don't know.
because you can't swap out the whole thing. That'd be
No.
$8,000-10,000 bucks. Yeah, you can't do it. Yeah.
All right, well, I guess
bet.
figure, is everybody all right with that? Comes in under budget?
Yeah, I mean, if we get hard quotes and they come over budget, then it's just we're out of luck. We're gonna go back to
No, you tell them,
Bigot.
look, here's what the
That's
council
all.
says.
I
And
know.
you want to make a sale, here's where you are.
Yeah,
What size truck do you need to pull that vacuum excavation rig?
Brandon needs a 5500.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is if I get this and I have my salt spreader in it, and it's snowing, and he has a leak, I can't go yank my salt spreader out for him to go drag his vac trailer around. We do that sometimes now, like, I think it was last year we had a leak when we were snowing and I had to pull 2 trucks off of plowing snow to go work the leak. That put us hours upon hours behind. That's my biggest thing about, like, I'm okay with sharing them, but when it comes time to like winter weather and stuff like that, and I need it, I don't know where we're gonna flip the coin at, I guess. If I have a salt spreader, it's gonna take a little bit of time to go take all that stuff back out for him to drag it around.
Yeah.
But yes, he needs a 5500 he needs an F550 or 5500 to pull that around. Brother Brent, the one, we went down to Carmine, I mean, the plastic's still on the seats. They drove it up from Oklahoma City, that's the only
Yeah.
miles it's got on it.
And what year was the Carmi one?
2024.
And is it the one you're leaning toward?
No.
We want the 2025, we want the
What the-
5500.
55.
2025, okay.
But if we can't
Depends on the
get their
PTO.
price down some to get in the PTO price, then it doesn't work.
Manufacturer warranty, I assume.
Yeah, they're all still. The one in the 2024 obviously would have started already
Already
because
had
it
an
was started.
in-service date. Yeah.
But we've not seen the one it's in Champaign. We didn't want to drive up there. I mean, if they say that it looks fine after they got the hail damage fixed, but I don't.
Yeah.
We didn't want to drive up there not knowing if we're gonna proceed, because obviously his time's worth something, he's got a lot going on, so do we, so do I.
Both of you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm good.
I'm good.
As long as we stay under budget.
Consensus. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Any
Tyler.
further business to be had?
Tyler, on Butler, there getting close to that, stoplight there, you cut that out, we just pouring concrete in there after you get it dug out like you did the other one?
Yeah, but, yeah, I just ran out of time.
Yeah.
Leaves. And then we got a week behind on leaves because of the snow and freezing weather, so
When do you stop with leaves?
normally we try
Never.
before Christmas, but depends on my weather this year. Like if I get another week of, if we get snow sometime, it just, once I get snow on the piles, I can't,
Knocks
we
out.
can suck them up, but they just freeze in our box, and then we spend hours trying to dig them out. It's not worth it.
No.
But I have 2 crews running, we should be able to run all week, as long, even if it's cold, as long as they're not wet, frozen, I can suck them up.
So you're progressing well then on
Yeah, they
your
made it through one whole
reach.
section today, so, and we have 4 around town, so hopefully by the end of the week, we've made it through town one time again,
Excellent,
fingers crossed.
excellent.
Any further business to be had? Any further business? Seeing